Welcome to the 10th anniversary of SugarLAN here in Leuven. We are here to bring you more League of Legends action on the Razer League of Legends tournament. This is the semi-final of the upper bracket game between Asterion on the blue side and Enigma on the red side. My name is Faun Jeeves Partijs. This is Kronos, Gerard Kronos Knuur. There we go. Quite. It's just so hard to say all those names in one row.
It's ridiculous.
Even this the first time I did it well though.
I tell you every time,
yeah.
it's like just keep it at the nickname because it's so dumb. I don't know. It sounds weird as well, but whatever. We are into Champion Select anyway, and bans have been gone away already. So Nidalee, Azir, and Echo have been banned away by Asterion, and Aurelia, Arya, and Zac have been banned away by Enigma. So Azir, kind of to be expected, one of the main champions for Knight. I'm not gonna make this mistake this game, I think. Knight, unfortunately.
Hopefully, because we do indeed have a couple of Knight snipers. Just to clarify, it's like an inside joke here, where a lot of people in the Benelux scene are called something with Knight. So now mid laner called himself Knight Sniper V2, where it's actually just called Knight, and also the support Fortunate decided to hop on the same train and actually just named himself Knight Sniper V2. So we will be referring to them just as their usual nicknames. So Knight and Fortunate.
So I actually heard that they were gonna go for a rename before the finals, so we wouldn't be too confused with the actual Knight Sniper, because we would have like 3 Knight Snipers in one game. It would be kind of awkward, but whatever, you know. We have the Graves locked in here, and they're actually going to lock in Trundle as well, and Braum by the looks of it. And Braum, the go-to champion for Forsaken so far. Same for Trundle, as one of Galaxy's main champions, I do feel like. So they do have a couple of comfort picks in here. And we see the Maokai and Elise picked up. Elise is probably the main champion for Brooder as well. Maokai, I have seen Bibbo on it a couple of times at the party as well, I think. Could be pretty comfortable on that one.
Maokai, pretty good go-to tank top laner.
Yeah.
Deals quite some damage, is good setup as well. He has a root, he has a knock-up, heals a lot, he's just really hard to kill. Also has an ultimate that makes him get decreased damage, or taking decreased damage. And definitely the Braum and Trundle on for Asterion, 2 picks they've played a lot, so a lot of comfort picks coming through in this game. And talking about comfort picks.
Yeah, Lucian Morgana. It's not going to be. That was the other one. He had Morgana and Bard were his main go-to champions. But I know Bard. It's like it's a bit of hit or miss. If you you need to be on spot with the binds. That champion, otherwise you're kind of useless. You still have the ulti. Well, not really useless, but you know it's a bit less effective as a Morgana, I feel. But I mean, Maokai, after the changes as well, because now he actually does have magic resistance scaling, which he didn't have before. It makes him a more potent champion for that top lane, a more champion to play with. So it's nice to see him back in that top lane.
Indeed, it's been quite a while since we've seen him. Of course, he did have a bit more potential with the grasp of Undying, where he will be able to just heal a lot, just tons and tons, but he never really got through, since other tanks kind of did a better job, and we saw like a lot of carry top laners that Maokai had really a lot of issues with. But now with those carry top laners being nerfed a bit, and itemization not being as optimal anymore, also in current meta in 6.7, we see a lot of those tanks coming back in because of Sunfire Cape and Iceborne being really good. So definitely a lot more tanky. Sometimes we even see the tank mid lanes.
Yeah, I'm not really fond of it. I mean, you have like the tanky Echo, tanky Fizz even. I think I've seen that yesterday actually, tank Fizz, which was new-ish. But we haven't seen that much tank Echo anymore after those games, which kind of surprises me because the performance we've seen was pretty damn good. So I don't know why teams don't pick that one up a bit more.
And now Varus also being the last pick. Should be pretty good in Corki. Varus tends to do quite well into the wave clearers. Corki not having as much wave clear anymore, and also the early game got a bit down with the nerf on the Corki auto attacks.
However, it's Corki 80 carry this game.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it's Orianna. Sorry, I overlooked that one.
No
This is my bad. I overlooked that one. It's indeed the Orianna mid lane. I do say it's quite even then. Still, it's quite even. So what would you say about these compositions? Like, who do you see?
Sorry, I was just getting confused. I want to listen to the announcements of like, it's so dumb.
Well, you're casting, my friend, so we can focus here on the casting.
So yeah, they both have a bit of poke in their compositions. Like you have the Corki on one side, Varus on the other. But I do feel like Asterion has a better, well-rounded team fight composition. They have the Oriana and Trundle who can combo pretty well. And they have quite some follow-up damage with the Graves and the Corki. So, but then again, it's like Enigma does a bit of the same, a bit more pick comp-ish, because they have at least Morgana, so it's easy to make picks and then re-engage onto that with perhaps a Varus ultimate or Maokai jumping forward. So there's a bit. It could go either way. It's like if Enigma can make the right picks, they can definitely win this game. But if they go for a full-on team fight, I feel that Asterion has a better team fight composition, and they should be able to take that if they play well. No.
So a lot of poking, picking, and fighting, I would assume. And with that, we're going to wait out the little bit of a delay on the spectator mode. So we will hop into game in about 2.5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Grab your foods and drinks and be ready for some League of Legends action here at SugarLAN. Let's start the game, shall we? On 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we're a little bit delayed into this game. We had some technical difficulties, so apologies for that. And also thank you for your patience. This is the semi-final of the 10th anniversary of SugarLAN the League of Legends tournament between the blue side Asterion and the red side Enigma Benelux.
Well, at least the upside of this is that after this game, we won't have as much downtime because we'll have a game probably straight away because we are already 15 minutes in the game, pretty much. So we'll have to see. We'll be pretty quick after this game. So it is Asterion who are once again setting up for the 5-man stack. They have been doing this quite regularly. This time, however, they do it on the bottom side of the map, and previously they usually went top side. Maybe sometimes went for the invade. It's Rybush, but nothing gonna happen at this moment.
Looks like just going to be standard lanes this game. There's a lot of action, and of course the junglers will be having a really big role when it comes to that type of pressure. Elise, Graves both have quite some blow up. Of course, Elise kind of has the CC of herself, where junglers might have bit more issue in order to get the ganks down. Also not too much CC setup when it comes to the mid and top lane. So maybe we'll see something going on in the bottom lane. So top side start. So could possibly be.
Maybe I'm kind of expecting Trunks to go bottom lane. At least after the jungle routes. He has been doing this before, especially with the Braum. You have 2 AD carries, you can get the combo down pretty easily and get the stun. And with the Graves, and the Corki have quite some burst in their arsenal, so it should be relatively easy to get ganked down. However, they do have the Morgana, so they have the Black Shields and are able to deny at least, well, maybe the stun or at least some of the damage.
Most of the time, even in the Brawl Morgana matchup, you either get the slow or the stun. So nonetheless, you do get some type of CC down oftentimes, because otherwise you have to shield the slow, where it kind of takes all the damage away on that magic shield.
Plus, I mean, yeah, with the Corki as well, you can deny the shield with your Phosphorus Bomb. I think it pretty much clears it all with the just with the Phosphorus Bomb. I'm not entirely sure if it does, but
at least it does a good amount of damage. I mean, it's about, let's see, it's about 80 damage, and the Black Shield shields 82 damage.
Oh,
so it's like one damage which is missing there. Of course, we do have to count in the resistances as well, so it will just slightly not be enough in order to get that instant shield down. Okay, now picking up that red buff, has the double buff. We see both junglers being on this bottom side of the map.
Yeah, both the junglers
invade.
Are going to clash here, and this Bruder who gets a stun, but starting to back away quickly.
Will just be calm and easy. It's like, yeah, we have a little bit of a meet-up. One gets a CC down, other one gets a bit more damage, but both do get away safely. So you can fight it up in this bottom lane. Takes a bit of damage for it, but it seems like a favorite trade overall for Enigma. Now after that piercing lightning order, Repo getting pillared up in between him and Galaxy. Galaxy dropping down so low though. We want the bottom lane. We do see Bruder trying to go for the gank. Trunks is there though. They do not get the concussive, blows down, but look at the damage onto Fortunate. And Trunks does get actually cocooned up in this one. So first blood does go to Enigma.
Yeah, lots of summoners have been used as well. Forsaken had to use his exhaust. Moonman used both his summoners, heal and flash, and Trunks actually saved his. So perhaps could have been able to escape there, but now pressure is down onto Asterion. Flash binding there, but it misses, but the follow-up is there. Enough damage to kill off Moonman without his summoners, of course.
Deciding to just go for that dive should be pretty easy with just like the Elise repel, just jump onto a target. Even went for the flash binding, did not hit, but just the scenario where it did zone Moonman that he had to walk back for it already secured.
Yeah.
So we're getting quite a beating out of this Varus, and I do expect this in the early phase going to be mostly Varus favored, just because of the attack damage being strong quite early in the laning phase. Also has like quite a bit more range than Orianna can have.
So it does seem like Galaxy is in a bit of a trouble here in top lane. Being bullied. Actually, Flash! Twisted advance, and well, will he get out alive though, because Trunks is there. I don't think that Wipo has any chance because he uses Flash. Take a little while here for Trunks, but in the end, at least he gets the return kill there. Assist as well there for Galaxy, so that helps out.
Still get something out of it, like about 50 gold there, just from the assist, so at least he will be able to buy 2 Ruby Crystals instead of 1. So it might just be going into like a Sunfire Ape or like Barmis in the Kindle Gem type of thing, because you do want to go for that Spirit Visage most likely, so you can increase your healing, have a bit of magic resist in this matchup. Also, of course, both Elise and Maokai being a magic champion, you do want that magic resist to come in.
Especially with the early ganks coming out of the Elise, which is now heading to Nico.
And there comes the cleanse. That does have to flash away too, but he does get away with his life. Just pops a potion, will be able to continue to stay in this lane in order to get a bit more farm. And this is just like really well coordinated. It was a really nice max range. And this way you can see where Bruder is really practiced on this Elise.
Yeah. You kind of back to wonder, like, why do they not ban it away, as we see the top lane is dueling it out, and Galaxy, a lot of turret hits there, but it's level 6, to be able to regen enough.
I'm not quite sure if it will go either way. Slow comes down from the little sapling there, but there's still a fun comes through from Reaper. I'm not quite sure if he does want to take this fight. He was still down there for just a little bit, and then the bite. Finishing it off. Repo a bit too confident there. Thought he could finish him off, but that was not the case. So Galaxy actually getting the one-on-one kill. This is actually really good for him.
Yeah, underestimating how much Trundle can lifesteal during his ultimate there. And Nice Sniper is in a bit of a bad spot here. Has to use the Black Shield maybe. Actually gets away pretty safely. Bit risky there, trying to kill that pink ward on his own without any vision, but...
Well, that's what Braum can do, right? Like, can just pop up the shield and not really, or practically not take any damage. That red buff, they did not find a red buff themselves. Trunks not sitting on it either. So it will be respawning relatively soon, but we do see a lot of deep vision coming down from the... I mean, look at that. They will exactly know where Trunks is going to be in the spot zone.
Then keep a close eye onto him and make sure he doesn't get his team lane as we see.
Oh, the cocoon after the chain of corruption. Great shockwave, but it will not be enough in order to save his life. So Bruder does take that one away from his mid laner, and they do get the push. They might be able to get like Rift Herald possibly, but it does seem that they will go for the blue. Question mark.
Maybe Whippo is not getting any help, so he's gonna wisely back away because he has no clue if Trunks is gonna come into his eyes actually. So again, a lot of pressure out of Bruder. I'm pretty impressed with his ganking, well, the ganking opportunities he sees and takes for his team. Has been helping out with the mid lane a lot. Doing quite well so far. I mean, he has a he missed out on the 1 kill on top lane, but that was a 1v1. So, but other than that, full contribution onto the kills there for Enigma.
And to be expected from an Elise, I would suppose. Does have that instant burst, also CC for the gank itself, where indeed Graves needs a bit of that setup in order to be effective. Now red buff being picked up by him, who was still available. Looks like he still wants to visit the bottom lane, most likely, or just get a bit of all time before it actually goes down to the top side. Looking at blue up for his mid lane, and that will definitely help out the Orianna.
Does looks like he wants to find something. Actually, he's gonna head back to base, so doesn't see any opportunity. I kind of feel like Trunks has to. Well, Trunks and his team need to set up the vision to be able to counter gank the Elise, because right now he's not really able to do much himself into these lanes. And I feel like if he gets a right timing and gets a counter gank, he has more damage output than the Elise at this moment, so he can be more of help there.
Then moving on to the blue buff, should be easy piece to take down because of the great damage. And at least something they've got going for themselves, the team of Asterion. They do have that combination possibility on the pillar at the end of the line. Indeed, Bruder looking in that bottom lane, just right behind them. The push comes out from Enigma. Should be able to dive as they do have soul shackles up. Teleport even comes in, Colin comes out, binding on Forsaken, pops up the shield, but it does not block the damage from Bruder, so Bruder take that one for Tigers. Now Tigers has to flash away from the turret range, but they do get two very, very clean kills and also turrets from themselves. So likely they will get a dragon out of this maybe, or they just decide to go straight top lane. I don't think that Eternal Galaxy will be able to get anything out of there. Now Trunks in the mid lane as well, trying to get some compensation for that pressure, but look at this movement from from Enigma.
Party in the mid lane, Trunks and Nico have to get away pretty quickly. Nico actually might be in a bit of trouble. He is right in front of Bruder. Gets hit by the cocoon once again. Is he going to clean him up? Yes, he will. Trunks now is going to get cleaned up as well, because the Morgana binding just on point there.
And I feel like Nico was not really respecting that movement from Enigma. It was like still kind of sticking in the mid lane. It's like, well, you know, right, that Varus has this like long range engage, and also Elise can just like float up in the air and then just like drop on you, like right on top of your face. No. Okay.
Yeah, also, I mean, I don't think they had any vision at all in the river. They might have earlier, but I don't see any up right now. So they might have thought that they went for the dragon and maybe didn't expect the rotation to mid. But then again, I mean, if you push up that far onto the turret, you gotta expect some response to come in. Because they won't let you take free damage onto that for a dragon, because that's just definitely not worth it.
Fair enough, fair enough. But I do like, however, how Nico and Trunks did at least walk to the top side of them, because they know they're on the bottom side. So it's always a smart thing to do to like kind of disengage on your strong side. Now Galaxy though, in this 1v2, they do go for the lane top. Of course, there's not much to get anymore for the duo lane in the bottom lane. You kind of want to have your duo lane in the lanes you do want to push. Also now Rift Herald control will be acquired. Go for the sweeping after some while Tiger's Head is just like showing away the minions.
Oh, Knights in the mid lane actually gets Shockwave. Forsaken is there for support, which should be up.
There's a really nice cocoon. Nico trying to go for that kill, shoot comes out, but Bruder does have to disengage. Concussive blows does stack up, and a bit of a mistake from Bruder. Shot down Forsaken. Sadly, that kill did not go to Nico, but still really great pickup. Repo, however, finding himself in the mid lane, tries to go 40% advance. Can he get a rage? No, he does not. He actually gets the minion, but he's dropping solo, ignited down, and there is the collateral damage after he dies. Well, kill's a kill after all, but they do get the pickup. They will be able to push this mid lane turret, but in the meantime, the dual lane of Enigma will be pushing on this top side turret, so at least they do get the turret. And it actually looks like that Asterion does not want to take the mid turret yet. They go for the dragon.
They are going to go for the dragon. I kind of always question this, like, do you really want to get the dragon instead of the 1,000 gold for your team? Because, I mean, that first buff is not going to be that influential for your game. So sometimes I wonder, like, isn't it better to just go for the turret first and see if you can either take the dragon straight after or just go to base and fight for the next dragon? But, you know.
And what Rock's Tigers, for example, really likes to do, like the #1 Korean team at the moment, like they don't really prioritize early dragons because they're like, well, this only gives like late game stats, and we know that we can just like get ahead like a lot if we just take all the turrets away of you, and then all the dragons are ours anyway late game. So we just take the gold first, then push our lead, and then we go for the dragons. Meantime, Enigma trying to go for the Rift Herald in order to counter that dragon take, and this will actually be like the pressure advantage for Enigma. So I do like this move overall, just because it gives a better push power. They will be able to take turrets more easily. Also 2 turrets to 0 at the moment in Enigma's favor, and look at how quickly they can push this turret with the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Enigma is so focused on those objectives, and they seem to be doing that a lot better than Asterion is doing that right now. I mean, Asterion is doing pretty well in the fights. They have gotten a lot of good picks lately, but they didn't turn them into a better gold advantage, or at least to diminish the gold lead of Enigma. While, like we just saw, like Enigma sees an opportunity for a mid turret, takes it right away, gets another 1,000 gold into their pockets. So if Asterion doesn't respond quickly with some turrets of their own, they're gonna get behind too fast, and they might be in a lot of trouble.
And they get the pressure, they get the deep board, so they will be easily able to read Asterion where they will be going and what they would like to do. And yeah, so far I think we're just like having a really solid game. Just going for the blue buff again. Donate this to the Varus, does not quite go for it yet. You always want to have your mid lane and get the farm first and then go for the blue buff. So quick tip coming out there, always look your mid laner, like, does he have farm? Yes, okay, then first let him push him out, then get the blue buff so he can be farm efficient and buff efficient.
Yeah, you want to get him, give him as much gold in his pocket as possibly as possible. So both mid laners now get their blue buffs. Quite alright clearing those waves, and Movement stepping aside from that binding out of Fortunate there.
It was not too panicked, but Movement will find 4 players of Enigma. There's the protection from Forsaken. It's not looks like Tiger's Head. There's the culling. Chain of Corruption will land, and the culling will finish off Forsaken. There's 1 kill. So much control coming out of this Varus. Just here, Yomu's giving a lot of AD penetration. Now Nico joining in the bot lane too, only giving a couple shots. Look at all the poke damage that Enigma can bring. So much zoning just from the piercing arrows. They can easily get that turret. And now on the recall, they are sitting on about 2k gold for the majority of the team. So they get big purchases here. We should already see Aegis of the Legion. Now also Sightstone being finished off there right now, but also these large rod, Sunfire Cape, so many item purchases.
Pressing the wrong button there.
Finding out the shortcuts of the spectator mode.
Oh lord. Yeah, it's been but, yeah, so Enigma just taking the lead here, and that poke damage coming out of Varus. You saw that he put the ball onto Galaxy. They wanted to go for an engage, but then another piercing arrow lands, and they're just chunked way too low to go for anything really to defend that turret. So that's the 4th turret here for Enigma, and they are looking for the top lane, getting some more vision control, clearing out any wards they find along their way. And those think would actually know about it, so they're it out. And that just takes so much vision away from Asterion. They have none at all at this top side, so Enigma can do whatever they want, and it is Asterion that needs to be very wary in their own jungle.
In the bottom lane, also Asterion has to take a bit of time to clear the mid lane, and meanwhile Tiger was pushing. So really good rotation from Enigma, being a step ahead on the trying to get a bit of damage down onto this bottom inner turret. However, they are losing quite some farm in their bottom, and soon to be the mid lane as well. Bruder though is going for a bit of the counter jungling. He might want to be careful, however, follow on there. And I think
Package available as well, so
let's try to buy time here. It looks like Dragon will not be up yet, Rift is not available yet either. Maybe they're just waiting for like an engage and see if they can counter. Binding. Yes. Not getting them done. Really good though on Galaxy.
oh man,
The piercing arrows.
Yeah, it's just they're getting chunked so low, and Corki does not really have the damage to do the same thing in return. So there you see that once again, Trunks now half HP, so it's so difficult. The only thing that Enigma has to do is wait and land as many piercing arrows as possible so they can get another return here.
Like pushing in favor of Enigma. Also Orion coming out, just see if we can get some power. Rolling down, good Braum shield as well, it's only a 6-second cooldown. At least it's early on, now still 16 since he doesn't have any type of cooldown reduction. So it will be so hard for him to block that damage off the Varus. And look at that, so much damage for corruption. Does land there in the cleanse, but it will not be enough. Rico takes one. Can he get a second? No, he will not. Instead, it will be Knight taking that one. Almost want to say Knight Sniper there again, but at least it will be two return kills actually from Asterion. So they traded 2 for 2, but at what cost? They could possibly go for Rift Helm, but no, they decide to still recall. Of course, I think they could have actually easily done the Rift Herald.
Yeah,
at least secure that buff for the extra global gold, and then have that buff, and then you can always still go for the Baron later on if you need to. Yeah. Because you know, at 3 gold, you need to back anyway. Might as well just quickly do it. You're really far ahead. Have a lot of damage onto the Rift Gold.
Yeah, I mean, once they have the buff, they could potentially get that outer turret anyway. Because of course, it is a small buff. It's not compared to the Baron buff, but still, it helps out quite a lot. So it could have helped him in getting that outer turret. However, I mean, that fight, it was a bit overconfident out of Enigma. It still worked out kind of okay, but they're not really getting anything too big out of it. However, go for a dragon here.
At least one thing they do have is like they still have the majority of the pressure where they do get all the pushes. They already have the deep vision. They do not really allow Asterion to get the vision back into their own jungle, so that does allow them to take this dragon, for example. And I just like this play overall, where it's like, yeah, okay, we'll just take like all the early game turrets, and then we just get the dragons anyway, because you can get the deep vision down, we can deny the vision really easily, we can have more pressure that way, have good poke, we have good pick off, so then just see if we can get these picks in the jungle.
Yeah, Mana Immune has now been completed onto Knight, so still has to scale up before he gets the complete form for Mana, but nevertheless it will help out in his poking potential. So they now are actually going to look for the mid lane instead, not want to venture onto the top lane once more.
Get a bit of poke down. How the Corki is in this bottom side. Oh, there it goes. Keep dropping so low, they might find themselves a pick moment. TV is damaging Bruder. Bruder has a great repel, but I don't think he can get out of this. Teleport does come through too. Great chain of corruption. Do they have enough damage to bring Trunks down? Hectoring up pops from TV, flashes over the wall. Can they get enough down? Tigers left all alone and shut down for Nico. Can he get the second? Yes, it will be a double kill. So a great pick from Asterion. They might be able to turn this one around. I don't think they will be able to go for Baron at this point. They are a bit behind still, but at least it will give them some breathing room in order to make them back.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit too early for that Baron. However, yeah, a good fight out of them. Bit of a misstep out of Bruder, I do believe. I mean, he face-checked that bush and got chunked low pretty quickly, and response then afterwards from his team. But If I misstep from Enigma, a bit impatient maybe. I do think that with the poke from Varus, they can just patiently poke him out and then get the turret afterwards. But play out of Asterion, they brought the gold deficit down to 3,000, which is still kind of significant. But the later on we get into this game, it matters less and less. So do need to get some vision control back, as we see mostly pink was out of Enigma around the Baron area.
Enigma has to be a bit more patient with their poke, just to get that overtime before they actually do engage. If you're playing against the trailer, I wanted to combine pillar and trundle there. The trundle pillar in order to block people off if they are positioning themselves onto the side and just get that easy pick off. Comes down, does not find the target, however, Forsaken jumps back onto Nico, they're mining to Knight in the meantime, trying to get some poke down. Forsaken, however, denying that wave clear. Great pillar onto Nico, people actually dropping low, James Rock does go down, Nico uses the cleanse, is free to go, they do get the pick off, killing spree for Galaxy. Can they get more here? Forsaken dropping a bit low, Binding does not find a target, just have to be careful. Shockwave, not hitting anyone, but look at that snipe from Knight. This time he is actually a Knight sniper, so he takes that one down, and it is a 1-for-1 so far, and they have the upper hand on the push. Maybe they can get more. They're dropping low, Nico shielding that one. Well, they did not hit, but at least attempted to shield that one. But look at this push, they still can get this Brooder with the flank in order to just get a bit of zoning down. This will be actually in a turret for Enigma.
Yeah, so they do get the upper hand, even though it was just a 1-for-1 trade. They managed to poke down the team of Asterion too low that they could respond to that one. And it was a really close fight, and that shockwave could have maybe changed it for them if they managed to use it earlier, but just hitting ad, unfortunately, for Nico.
Oh, 1.5k in the bank for Knight after picking up that kill. Serrated dig, so that will likely go into a morph or more, just giving a lot of attack damage. Magic resist, this is all the good stuff you do want. I think that was just a Riley's Crystal Scepter being finished now for Brooder 2. Yeah. Oh, there's a package. They do want to go for the engagement. I'm not quite sure of movement if he does want to go 45 with Brooder. Brooder's taking that calm. It's like, well, okay, if you want to engage on me, sure, I'll just burst you. I've got a lot of HP and also a lot of AP. I mean, a jungler with 238 AP. Yeah. Not really what you want to face. Also, of course, Elise has a lot of damage on Venomous Bite. So you do have to be careful when you're low health, because it does execute.
So things are looking to cool down a little bit here. Perhaps they might want to wait until the next dragon, which will be coming back in about a minute or so. But until that time, Enigma are taking a lot of control around the Baron area once again, as it was cleared out mostly by Asterion earlier.
Tigers taking a bit of damage from the missiles. Oh, Gem Corruption comes out, but Forsaken will just like jump away. And that is like one ultimate being blown there.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Take away the blue buff though, so that will ensure that they have at least a bit of a better wave clear than Asterion does, and maybe that helps them out in pressuring down. Both of the top lanes are actually sitting around bottom right now, so they do have CP available, but they can cancel each other's out with either a Twisted Advance or the Pillar. They need to play around each other if they want to respond.
I'm not quite sure if this stuff still does interrupt the teleport. I can actually remember that it did like at least interrupt on the channel or something like that. I actually can't remember.
I think it does.
Otherwise, there's still the knockup. So
yeah.
Either way, he can interrupt that. I would actually have to read up on that again. I'm actually quite curious. Dragons will go to it, will be secured by Brooder. So 2 Dragon Slayer stacks now, giving extra damage on the turrets. So I would suppose in sieging composition that would be pretty good. Right?
Yeah, it does help them out a lot. And of course, later on, they will set themselves up for that.
Cocoon on Forsaken. Chain of Corruption comes down to, you can shield, but how much can you keep shielding?
Oh,
he actually survived, but Knight Sniper again coming in. Of course, he's not called Knight Sniper, but we do call him the Sniper because he's getting great snipes this game. And just from this, they might be able to take that inhibitor turret with the actual burn damage from the Dragon Slayer stack. Oh, nice shockwave onto Bruder. Bruder has to flash away, but Repo coming with the counter gates, trying to root up Galaxy, and kind of sticking down. Will it be enough? Doesn't look like it. Of course, he has a lot of regeneration, so he will get out of that one. But at least a bit of damage onto that inhib turret.
Yeah.
But no further objectives being taken from this fight.
I mean, they didn't get a shock. They used the shockwave and they didn't get a kill, but at least they stopped the advance out of Enigma here. So they saved the inhibitor turret, which is, well, pretty important for them, because if they lose that one, the inhibitor gets opened up and they can just force their way down through that passageway. But for now, Enigma has been sent back to their own base. They have to go back, buy up some new items, and of course they are still pretty far ahead here. They are, well, a bit over 5,000 gold. You can see if you look at the individual players. They do have it spread out quite evenly amongst the carries. So you see that the jungler mid and AD carry have about 1,000 or so up on their lane opponents. So it's not like there's a single target that needs to be eliminated by Asterion to win this match, to spread out their damage at least to fight. But again, Enigma around the Baron once again. Goes being used to spot people out.
Looking for vision, Dragon of course, not Dragon, Baron. Was being a bit of a mortar. I tend to do that a lot, where I just like mix the Dragon and the Baron. I have actually no clue why I do that. It's so weird. It's like two complete different things. But whenever I mean Dragon, I say Baron, and whenever I mean Baron, I say Dragon. No, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I do think that Enigma does want to look for these long range CCs in order to get a bit of more poke down for Fortnite. And meanwhile, Repo just pushing in that side lane, trying to get the engagement for a second here. Walking up, teleport comes down. Glacial Fissure does hit Fortunate. I had to think about that name again. It's so stupid that it actually works. It's actually so stupid that those name tags actually work.
I've had 2 coffees, so I haven't said it wrong just yet. So let's hope for it. But Galaxy got blinded there by Morgana. Get away safely. However, Boomman and Trunks have been poked quite low, both at around half HP, and he needs to back away safely. Do Enigma want to go for this Baron right now?
They might want to, because they do have TP advantage now, or at least they will have TP earlier, I should say. Repo didn't have teleport when he was pushing that bottom side, but so they do get the free Sonar Burn from Galaxy, quote unquote free.
Yeah.
So they do have a lot of pressure onto the next Baron possibility when that TP comes up, so they are looking to go deny all the vision possible in order to still pull off the same trick. Maybe kind of like stand behind a wall, see if they can get a cocoon or binding, counter stack the CC and just blow that one target up. Should be pretty easy, and continue with the fight. Chain of Corruption.
Yeah.
So what could do in order to swing back into this game?
The biggest problem for them is they need to keep vision control, because already Enigma are going to start this Baron up because they know everything has been cleared out. They have Fortunate, I was almost saying it wrong. They have Fortunate in position to block off any players coming in from Asterion, but they didn't clear it yet. Oh!
General damage does not as much damage as the Smite at this point. It's true damage, of course. And it's a level 14 Smite, which is 800 damage. And Graves at this point has about, well, 600 damage.
Yeah, and that's the whole problem. I mean, they needed to keep vision control, and like, they want to get vision control, but if they face check, they might get hit by a binding or a cocoon and get picked off. So it's so risky for them to go for that vision control around the Baron area. But if you don't, you're going to give away Baron for free. While I mean, if they would catch Enigma doing the Baron, they would have a good opportunity to get a nice shockwave, because usually they are kind of clustered up at the entrance. And get saved by a full state. Now instead the binding fire shield, boom, and some arrows right on top of his face. Doesn't take too much damage. He's quite healthy at this point. I think he knocks blocked by Ferrari. Man, those piercing out so much damage. That is that power. And there's also the sad part about Braum. Varus can still be effective big, of course, like Braum not having that big
cooldown, or like not that small of a cooldown on the break, or if he doesn't get any time cooldown reduction, it's really hard to get that support. They do get the inner turret in the top side, they do continue pushing, of course, to the Dragon Slayer stack. They do just a lot of damage onto this turret. Oh, Chain of Corruption though does come out, only hits the Trunks now. They will not be able to follow this up when it comes out too. And just let the poke war begin, I suppose.
Yeah, the poke war is beginning indeed, and look at that, Trunks getting chunked down, Forsaken so low as well, and that's gonna force them away from this turret. Oh, they have to fight, but Trunks, man, getting way too low there. They're gonna have to give this one up here.
Yeah, so that one does go down Inhibitor, so they're looking to hammer onto the Inhibitor itself. Meanwhile, about 90 Repo kind of stopping Galaxy to get into this fight. So just kind of having a noodle fight in this bottom lane, but just preventing Galaxy to get to his team. So they can go for 4v4. Package has to be used defensively there. Tiger said he's going so strong at this point too. He has 4 items, like 3-4 items, and a Hex Drinker. There's so many aggressive items from him, and just piercing arrows. It's just too much for Asterion to deal with. Inhibitor turret going down, and they get the second Inhibitor on this one.
Yeah, I do feel like this is going to be the instinct. They're just going to back off. Maybe keep Repo in the bottom lane to keep some more pressure onto this Asterion. But they are going to go for that Dragon. It will be the third one for them, giving them the nice movement speed bonus. So that will perhaps allow them to get even easier pickups with the Morgana bites. But nevertheless, it will set them up for the late game as well if need be, if they cannot finish it early. But right now they are doing quite well.
And possibly they can stack up to the 5 Dragon Slayer stacks as mentioned. Damage in late game, why not? On every single tech. What could you possibly wish for in late game?
I'd have to say though, since like the first couple of months with the new dragon changes, I haven't seen the 5th stack that often anymore. Like teams are very wary of what it can do during a team fight, because it's kind of a free team fight win if you get that 5th buff. So usually teams try to make sure that you don't get that stacks up late game. Now, just the standard plan. Standard play here for the team of Enigma. They're gonna go for the bottom lane because, of course, they have super minions in both the top and mid lane wave. So all they have to do is be patient, get the poke down, and wait for the super minions to start smacking down on the Nexus turrets.
Play by the book from Enigma. Siege. Both come out. Arrows trying to find that target. And just some zoning pillars, see if they can slow down that siege. Trying to slow the minions in order for the minions to their own minions to catch up on the lane. But the Chain of Corruption lands onto Galaxy, does not spread, however, great pillar. Reaper tries to go in great shockwave. Will it be enough? Ruder dropping it a little bit low, but Night Sniper and Knight and Tiger's Head are all free to do damage. They do bring down Trunks, the double kill already. Can he get the triple? No, it will not be a triple. Instead, Ruder taking that 1 kill. But that will be its 3rd Inhibitor. Oh, flash!
Nice flash!
Flash from Fortunate, but a flash response from Nico. I don't think they can get more kills here. Zhonya's comes out, just coming with the swag, Zhonya's, but he will still go down. But yes, the piercing arrow just for the last kill. A 5-1-7 on this Varus, and really well played by Enigma. So they are 1-0 up. This is the best of 3, of course. So we're coming with more games after all. But tell me about this game.
Dude, it was just a little bit of a snowball out of control. Enigma had way better objective control. They went for turrets, made sure that they had enough money in the pockets to get the Varus rolling, and then it was just a game of poke. I mean, every time that piercing arrow hit, it takes like a third or something from the carries their HP off, and that pretty much sealed the deal. A couple of misplays out of Asterion as well, like whiffed ultimate here and there, you know, so that doesn't help out either. But I do feel like it's mostly the objectives that they need to focus on more on the side of Asterion, because they were doing pretty well in the fights overall earlier on.
So still, some good fights coming out from Asterion. Maybe they'll be turning it around. Maybe go to a full 3-game series. But we're going to have a small break. Just go to the bathroom, get your drinks or whatever you would like for the next match, because we will be right back with Game 2 between Asterion and Enigma Esports.